Welcome back. After exposing the private data of over 145 million Americans, Equifax scores a contract with the IRS. The government agency will pay Equifax over $7 million to help prevent fraud and verify taxpayer identities. The no-bid contract was awarded last week. This coming as the former CEO of Equifax, Richard Smith, testified yesterday before the House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee about the company's massive security breach.
The criminal hack happened on my watch. And as CEO, I am ultimately responsible, and I take full responsibility. I'm here today to say to each and every person affected by this breach, I'm truly and deeply sorry for what happened.
Joining us right now is Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Your reaction?
Only in America. Yeah, as Mike was saying during the break, this contract has probably been sitting around for a while. It's a relatively small amount of money by IRS terms, and it was awarded to these people probably before, not before the breach happened, but before the breach was known to have happened. It's odd that there would be a no-bid contract. No-bid contracts mean that the subject matter requires professional services rather than the sale of a good or commodity, because professional services, hiring lawyers, etc., are not subject to bids.
No. The IRS. There you go.
Well, this is lack of discipline, right? You would think that somebody in the administration at this stage of the game would have said, "Okay, well, we awarded this months and months ago before this was known, but this doesn't look good. Let's pull it back."
Who's running the IRS? It's still
John Koskinen.
It's still a rogue agency from the perspective of the Trump administration. And it's a head scratcher as to why Donald Trump was not afraid to fire anybody, as we know, has not fired Koskinen yet. I don't know the answer.
Apparently, they are going to make big changes to the IRS along with the tax plan.
It could be,
and they're going to. He's leaving within the year.
He could be that the president doesn't want to make these changes until he knows what the new tax rules are. But the misbehavior of the IRS against conservative, Republican, and libertarian 501c3s is so well documented,
right.
and Koskinen either knew about it or looked the other way, that it's really testing the patience of Trump's strongest supporters that this guy is still there.
And the other one took the fifth,
evidence too, right? I mean, like, do you remember there were all those backups, and apparently they blew up, or the backup of the backup got
or the dog ate the file.
Most of us who have
still runs the IRS, and his number two, she took the fifth. Remember?
Right. Most of us who have examined this have concluded that there's more than enough evidence to have indicted her, and probably enough to have convicted her. But the Jeff Sessions Justice Department said, we're not going to do it.
Why?
I don't know the answer. They don't have to give a reason when they're not prosecuting.
It's incredible. Let me ask you about Wells Fargo. CEO Tim Sloan also testified yesterday on the Hill. He was testifying before the Senate Banking Committee about the company's fake account scandal and was called out by Senator Elizabeth Warren. Watch this.
I am deeply sorry for letting down our customers and our team members. I apologize for the damage done to all the people who work and bank at this important American institution.
Mr. Sloan, you say you've been making changes at Wells Fargo for 30 years, but you enabled this fake account scam, you got rich off it, and then you tried to cover it up. At best, you were incompetent. At worst, you were complicit. And either way, you should be fired.
Wow. Do you think he should be fired?
I do, but not because Elizabeth Warren says so. I happen to agree with what she said, and I happen to agree that it is a basis for firing, but he should not be fired.
Well, he wasn't the CEO when this was taking place.
I understand that, but he's attempting to justify this behavior. My problem is that the government has no business telling private companies who should be fired and who shouldn't. This is a reason we have something in the Constitution, Mike knows this, called the, escaping me right now, the Bill of Attainder Clause, which prohibits Congress from declaring people to be criminals.
Yeah, they would talk about the Bill of Attainder Clause every day.
They would declare him to be a criminal yesterday if the clause weren't in
but
there.
The issue is the Fed oversees these institutions, right? And so the Fed should have oversight and should be able to say, get rid of the board. The board was brought up on this, and there's been no changeover at the board, and they've been completely complicit.
Well,
the Fed does have that oversight.
Was also pushed off the board now.
Yes, well, yeah, he was chairman of the board.
Think of it this way. The Fed is its own regulator. So the Fed has oversight, but there's nothing Congress can do about the Fed. It's got its own budget, and it can print its own money.
Let me ask you this. We want to switch gears, ask about Puerto Rico. The president visiting Puerto Rico yesterday following the destruction after Hurricane Maria. In a Fox News interview, the commander-in-chief weighed in on the roughly $70 billion of debt that the U.S. territory currently faces. Watch this.
We have to look at their whole debt structure. You know, they owe a lot of money to your friends on Wall Street, and we're going to have to wipe that out. That's going to have to be, you know, you can say goodbye to that. I don't know if it's Goldman Sachs, but whoever it is, you can wave goodbye to that.
Wow.
To me, that is stunning. If he says wave goodbye to it, he means that he plans to ask the Congress for a bailout. Now, it might not be the full $73 billion. They might ask the lenders to take some kind of a haircut. That would be unprecedented. I don't know that the Republicans would support it. This would be another Nancy, Chuck, and Donald deal. Can the president do this on his own? No. Can the Congress do it? Yes. The Supreme Court has ruled Congress can spend tax dollars or money borrowed in the taxpayer's name on anything, whether it's articulated in the Constitution or not, including a bailout. But you're going to bail out Puerto Rico. You're not going to bail out New York, New Jersey, Illinois, whose pension fund is underwater by a couple of trillion. It's going to be very difficult politically.
It's a slippery slope.
Yes.
Yeah. Judge, if I could ask you, today is National Taco Day. Can I get your thoughts on that?
I haven't had one in years. Yesterday they asked me about Shake Shack. I didn't know what it was.
Taco Day should fall on Tuesdays, just so everyone knows.
Where in the Bill of Rights is every American has a right to free tacos on Taco Day?
Value of a sense of humor.
I was going to ask you about the Supreme Court. I was going to ask you about the Supreme